Hey everybody, it's SoCal Mike. Welcome to this sort of mini episode of Big Game Hunter. I actually went out to the swap meets today. I forgot my glasses, but I had a pretty good day, so I just wanted to show you guys what we found just this morning at the SoCal swap meets. Now I know some of us, of course, growing up in the 70s, we love Star Wars. So we picked up this Star Wars portfolio by Wal McQuarrie, and this is pretty cool. The box is a little bit wrecked, but inside there are 21 prints that are actually in pretty good shape, and gives you a little bit of information on the print. So there's 21 of these. These, I believe, are original back to the late 70s. So I picked this up for $5, and it looks like at auction they're going for quite a bit more than that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just couldn't leave it there. Let's dive into this bag of goodness here. Now at that same place, I picked up one of the Battlestar Galactica Cylon Raiders from Mattel, 1978. It is missing the little Cylon Raider dude, but it's pretty cool. This one has got the spring-loaded torpedoes, which I think that they changed that on the later ones because they were worried about kids swallowing them. I could be wrong. That might be another toy I'm thinking of, but these still have the spring-loaded torpedoes. Actually, still has the torpedoes in there, so that's pretty cool. Now this is going to look a little weird. I picked up this George Clinton CD. This is from 1982. It's called Computer Games. And as many of you guys know, I also run RetroArcadeRadio.com, which is a streaming 24-hour, 7-day-a-week retro gaming radio station hosted on Live 365. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. We also have tons of vintage gaming commercials from the NES days and the Atari days and Vectrex, ColecoVision, and Television. Tons and tons of commercials intermixed in with the music, so it's pretty great. So anyway, there's one game on here called Computer Games. I thought I'd take a chance and get it. It's kind of a funky song. Of course, it's George Clinton, so what do you expect? But I think it's worthy of the radio station, so I'm going to upload that song into the radio station. Now, these two games I picked up for $1 each. Tomb Raider and Star Wars Phantom Menace for the original PlayStation, of course. Tomb Raider is in really nice shape, but for $1, I couldn't pick it up. I don't think this is a great game, but for $1, couldn't go wrong there. Now, it's not too often that I come across a Sega Genesis game that I've never heard of or never seen before, but that was the case this morning. I came across this boxed Crossfire for $3. Now, it's missing the instructions, but the game's in pretty decent shape, I think. I can't remember. If any of you guys have ever played Crossfire, let me know if it's any good. It just by looking at the back of the box, it almost looks like a shooter, but at the same time, it almost looks like, you know, a heavy barrel type game where you're running on foot. I don't know if that's true or not, so maybe it's got different types of gameplay on it. But I thought it was a pretty cool box. It was from a company called Cayugo, which I've never ever heard of. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I picked up all of these 3 for $5. I picked up Donkey Kong for the Intellivision, which is really cool because over here, if you guys haven't seen this, from Electronite, D2K Arcade, you better Google this and get one of these while you can. Great new upgraded Donkey Kong for the Intellivision from Electronite. You guys want to check this out. We're going to be reviewing this for an upcoming Retro Gaming Roundup podcast in the next month. So you want to stay tuned for that. But here is the original Donkey Kong for the Intellivision. And I picked up a couple nice Towering Infernos for the Atari 2600. These just looked like they were in perfect shape. So 3 for $5. I figured I'd pick those up. Now, these Genesis games I picked up for $2 each. Picked up Thunder Force 2, of course a great shooter. Herzog Zwei, another great Genesis game. And Phantasy Star 2. No cases, but for $2, I couldn't go wrong there. And we're getting into a couple of pretty good things here. Picked up Fantastic Voyage. Now this is a cartridge for the Atari 400, 600, 800 series computers. And I think it's a little bit harder to find. Fantastic Voyage from Sirius and 20th Century Fox. Now, this next thing in this bag, guys, is very special. My wife found it. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen one of these before. I've never owned one of these before. And I've always loved the old electronic handheld games from the late 70s from Mattel. And I was really surprised when she walked over to me with this and said, "Hey, is this any good?" I'm like, "Holy crap, that's really good." Guys, this is really, really rare. This is Mattel Electronics Missile Attack. Now, you guys might remember the other one that came out in a black case called Battlestar Galactica, and it was also called Space Alert. But this one is the hardest to find. It's kind of this kind of weird blue color, and it's called Missile Attack. This is kind of more along the lines of Atari's Missile Command arcade game and, of course, video game series. What we've got down here is this city, and according to NBC executives, and this was discontinued right after they distributed it because they were afraid that kids would see this outline of New York City, which this is down here, and think that if they lost the game, millions of people are going to die. I know it sounds strange now, but this was the late 70s. And I got all this information off handheldgamemuseum.com if you guys want to check that out. It's a great website dedicated to handheld electronic games. And but this game is very rare. It usually goes for anywhere from about $50 to $80 up for auction. And we picked it up for $5 smacks. $5. And it's got the battery cover and the instructions and the whole bit. So I was really excited to find this. So anyway, guys, that's what we picked up this weekend at the Southern California Swap Meets. Hope you guys all had a great weekend of finding video games yourselves. And thanks for watching the Big Game Hunter Show.